welcome to the Post-Human Podcast.
Man, Tim, how's it been?
It's been a while, man. How are you?
Good, blessed and highly favored, man. I haven't talked to you on the pod since October on my pod. I think I've been on your pod since then, though, right?
I think it was. I do have my book
Yeah.
next to me, but I'm not going to look in it. my little grey book, you know.
Looks like you're in a different area now from the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, no, I've got a leaky studio. We had 3 storms a couple of weeks ago, and it's just a mess. Like, it just absolutely tore through my ceiling.
Really?
Yeah, literally. Do you know, like roof felting?
Yeah.
There was like, obviously someone had nailed it. I mean, I'd got it how it was, but obviously there was roof felting nailed down, and where in each individual nail was, there was like a drip of water. So it was like, holy shit! I was like, this is a problem. So to begin with, I mean, it goes like 10 foot across of these little drips, like 12 nails or whatever it is, and just like literally, it looked like a when you go to like a water park and you can run under them little splash things. Like, it just looks like rain. That's what it looked like.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not bullshitting. Luckily, I had multiple cans stored, so I just like can all the way along, which is pretty wild. But no, I'm in my house at the moment, so.
Oh, cool.
I don't smoke as much. It's a blessing and a curse. But how are you?
How has that been for you? You know,
I don't even.
Still the pandemic over there?
No, it's kind of been taken over now by the war, hasn't it? So, you know, the Ukraine situation's got the greater headlines. Right at the back end of COVID, which I'm not going to put my suspicions out there, but, you know, very strange timing.
You know timing is everything, right?
It's, you know, very weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Clever, right?
Clever. It's intricate, I think.
Like at the downslope of COVID, we got this Russia-Ukraine incident, possible World War III, right? Then China could possibly invade Taiwan, and then everybody forgot about COVID.
Yeah.
And then now they question the vaccine. Oh, now the media questions the vaccine. Okay, here we go.
So how's the start of your year been? How was like Christmas and New Year? Obviously, it was like
Christmas
last year.
was great. Last Christmas, 2021 was pretty good. It was like a follow up to 22. It was good being with family. It just felt more normal. And yeah, how was yours, man?
It was okay. I mean, my Christmases are always the same. I just, you know, have a little bit of a drink, do a bunch of cooking, build some toys, you know. So spent like 3 hours putting pieces of plastic together for it to be destroyed. Yeah. 20 minutes later, I'm like, ugh.
I do not envy you.
Don't ever. It's not worth thinking about.
Nah, the new year has been good though. It's moving fast. We're already in March.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, it's about your 1-year anniversary of the podcast, the Post-Human Podcast, right?
It is. I don't know what specific date. I need to look.
I think it's the 20th of March.
Yeah, I think I've passed it. Something tells me I've passed it. I don't know.
I think I looked it up.
I had to take.
I got it right here. Oh, it's the 27th of March, 2021.
There we go.
Episode 1.
I'll have to blast that one then. I'll have to make some plans. I didn't realize it was that close. I thought I'd bypassed it because I was doing VR stuff prior. Yeah, maybe that's where I'm getting confused. I'm like, that's good. I might have to jot that one in the calendar then. Sweet.
So how does it feel? How does it feel doing the podcast this long?
Good, man. I had to take like 2 months off, which sucked.
At the end of last year, right?
Yeah, like just December, sort of back end of November, I took a little bit of time off. And then December, wow. December was just Christmas and getting blasted. You know, to be honest, one of the reasons why I didn't do a lot of shows is because, you know, again, we come out the back end of COVID and a lot of people want to spend time with their family. It's not worth trying to take everybody else's time. And
True.
And then, you know, January come along, and after a blast out fucking December, you know, January come along, we rolled into that deep. Yeah. And then February come along and we were still rolling pretty hard. And then I was like, okay, we're like 3 months off almost. We need to pull my arse out, my finger out my arse, and you know,
Ew.
yeah, it's a weird expression. You know, I've heard it before. I didn't just make it up. Trust me. Yeah, I'm actually
The
debating whether I don't know.
colonoscopy type thing.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. Maybe not to that level. Do you know when I
Didn't
do
move around.
when I do eventually get one, I'm gonna have to use that line now. It's just to see how it lands. I actually want to get one just to make it a really comedic moment in my life. Like, you know.
God. No, man. So I'm turning 40 this month. And I'm not feeling it, man. As soon as I know the first step to it is you got to get your routine checkups. It runs in everybody's family until this point. We're talking about cancer. So you just got to do it.
Yep.
And I just hope that PSA test doesn't come back like, we got to stick a finger up your butt, Charlie. Nah. I was actually watching a stand up from Earthquake. I think Dave Chappelle put
I
out, he
watched it,
produced his
yeah.
first.
I watched it. Yeah, it was sick. That was a
He
brilliant
was
special.
talking about that.
The colonoscopy with a big knuckle. Yeah, man. It's,
Yeah.
oh my god, that was a really good special. There's a few that have come out lately. David Cross has just put one out.
I think I saw that one.
I think it's only on his website. I mean, it's probably someone's pirated it somewhere, but that's another really funny one. It's oh my god, Earthquakes was brilliant. I think I watched that 2 nights ago. It's a shame it was a bit short.
It was.
It was not saying. I mean, it was absolutely fire, but I was like, I think it was like 30 odd, 36 or something. Like,
So I wonder because this was a special. They must have had like a whole bunch of people come before him to get the
yeah,
people in the building. Because I doubt that they were going to sit there for that short a time just
yeah,
for to record him.
yeah. I mean, I'd imagine. I mean, it's Chappelle's doing it, so I'd imagine that he probably did some of it himself because he's got talks of. He said it was going to be his last special, but apparently he's got a couple more signed with Netflix. So
Yeah.
all
you
that
know,
all that
things gotta keep it going.
cancel culture worked well, didn't it?
Hey, I tell you, you can't cancel some people. Here's
happening.
2 people you can't cancel. Apparently, you can't cancel Trump.
He's
and you
coming
can't
back.
cancel Dave Chappelle.
Coming back hard. I watched his first rally just because I was like, it was like 4 a.m. or something, and I was like, what can we watch that's entertaining? And then I seen it was Trump 2022 rally, and I was like, I strap in for this. So I literally smoked a couple of fat bongs and just got blast. I mean, it was 4 a.m. I was like, this is going to be great. Let's get absolutely baked. It was really funny. I was like, man, he's coming in strong. Like,
Hey.
I don't know how it's going to go. You know,
I don't know, man.
I don't know I don't know who he's running against. That's the
Probably nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time, look what happened. They just fell off like ducks, and and the little like the carnival shooting thing. Pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew,
yeah.
They just fell down. There was a whole line of them, and he was like, "Two, two, 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 two." Got him. I don't know, man. Trump is funny as hell, though.
it's good to
Trump
watch.
is a comedian, and I think that's how he won people over. He was like, the even though you're saying the worst shit ever, it's funny as hell sometimes. Like, you just gotta laugh. Like, how does he say that?
He's got timing with no filter. That's just what it is. There's no filter. It doesn't matter. I mean, even when I watched that rally, I was like, oh my god. Some of the shit he was saying, he just comes straight out hard. I was like, man.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 hours or something. I was like, Jesus.
Jeez.
I was like,
Man.
I mean,
He's in shape, I tell you.
it was crazy. But
Yeah.
who would you choose to be the next president?
I, yeah. You know what? I had this thought in my head last week. I know why we have presidents and one single point of leadership in countries, but I'm so tired of that shit, man. Like I don't care. It's at the end of the day, especially these days, the more we think we evolve as humans, we have this false sense of hope and loyalty towards people and groups. And it's like it's a social construct. Like, it's like what are we doing? At the end of the day, people were like, yeah, the votes came in late, buddy. We could ask questions, but at least we got you out. We just let that shit go. But in any other setting, we're like, hey, we need to investigate this shit. We had to get Trump out. We got Biden in. We don't like Biden, but he was a necessary evil. We like Sleepy Joe when he was the vice president because he had to be in the limelight much. He didn't have to lead. We had Barack. Now we got Kamala Harris as vice president. We're like, well, you lied about liking Tupac at the wrong age. You know, NWA was like when you say you listen to it, they weren't really doing stuff. So like you can't trust her, and she was known for locking up people. She was a prosecutor.
Did you
I don't know.
see that video of that teacher? Was it a teacher? What was she doing? I can't. I was watching a podcast and there was like a clip that went viral of this. I can't remember who it was, but it was a woman, like a professor or something, that was rapping like NWA lyrics, but she was speaking them. So she was literally doing like the first like verse, but she was like a crazy old lady, like talking. Oh my god! Well, for the people in the room, if I was there, I would have been howling. But I mean, people in that room were dead serious. I mean, I don't know how they would have taken her. I would like to have been a fly on the wall, but for me, I found it hilarious to watch. I was like, oh my god. It was crazy. I think it was about maybe 2 or 3 months ago. When I'll find it and I'll send it you later on. You'll be like, you'll be like, you'll piss yourself. There's I think someone done an auto-tune song to it as well, like, so they've mixed it up a bit. So
that's how you know you went viral.
Yeah, I can't remember if she's like 60 or something. Like she's definitely playing the wrong game. You know, she's you know, it's like baseball and she's got a bowling ball. You know, like like it's crazy, man. But sorry, carry on. I had to just put that bit out there just see if you've seen it or not.
But yeah, I don't know who I don't really know if I care anymore. Like so here's the thing that I never really said on a podcast before. I didn't technically get a chance to vote last time, partially because I waited closer to the time to submit everything, but that shouldn't have been my fault.
Yeah.
But I turned in the appropriate paperwork and it didn't get processed. So I was trying to do a mail-in ballot, and I had a legitimate reason, and I sent it in. I didn't see a response back, and it's not the first time I did it. You know, I live in Georgia, and I am born in neighboring state, South Carolina. I still have all my legal stuff in South Carolina, so I'm registered there. So I'm like, let me just do the mail-in ballot. And yeah, I called into the county to figure out what's going on. They're like, they lost my shit. I'm like, the fuck? Really? All right. So I didn't even get I didn't even get a chance to vote. And I put up such a argument to do so with so many people, made me feel like shit. And the turnout of what we have now, I mean, again, it was a necessary evil. But yeah, I really don't care. I think it's time for a younger person to be a president. Yeah. It's not to say that I don't want the younger person just for the sake of being young and then they're super woke and they go too far. You know what I mean? I want a sensible person that has a new way of thinking and is not stuck on the old school stuff, but still knows and is aware of the old school stuff. So you have to have a balance. I think not because Barack was black and I liked him so much because of that. He had a balance of what everybody would possibly like, even if you're Republican. If you just hate Democrats, you didn't like Barack. But even if you're Republican, you still liked him because he thought about everything, every last thing, and nobody messed with him. In going back to this conflict we're in now, Putin didn't fuck with him. Putin didn't mess with Barack. And to a lesser extent, Putin didn't mess with Trump either, but for other reasons.
Yeah. Whatever them reasons could have been. You don't know.
Yeah. They're still out in the courts.
Yeah.
Literally. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you know, I've got a concept. I think that eventually everything's just going to revert back to like small territories with like minor kings, and we're all just going to be like, so like every state would have a separate king, and you'd all just be going back and forth.
It's going to be Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but every state. That's
Oh
what.
God,
Dude. That's the plan.
that's the worst thing ever. So you know what happens then? That's kind of a regression
That's what's
of
gonna happen. Yeah.
but you know what happened back then when we were smaller entities? Forgive me for saying this, but it is the harsh truth. There's a lot more rape, a lot more
Yeah.
pillaging
No, that's a
because
very
people
good
wanted to
point.
conquer more
Yeah.
areas. They weren't satisfied with just
No, you
little stuff.
got a
They
good
wanted
point.
the larger. It's always going to
Yeah.
happen.
I
Even if we
mean,
go back to that, it's always going to try to go back to it.
yeah. It's a good point. I didn't think about that during my
The
concept.
1%. That 1%
Yeah, there
wants
is.
power.
There's always
Remember
gonna be a few.
Napoleon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hitler. Jesus Christ.
I
The
watched.
Ming Dynasty, for fuck's sake.
I watched a documentary about him the other day, about his on Netflix, like Hitler's sex tapes or whatever it was. I was like, what
Oh
the fuck?
Jesus! Was it about his mama?
Well, it was about there's loads of shit involved, but it was crazy. It was at one point there was that old like sing song about Hitler only having one bollock, like having one ball. Like it was a really crazy
I never
like
heard this.
really. Maybe it's an English thing. It's like a genuine like it was like a nursery rhyme song that kids would sing on the playground. Almost to a football chant as well. Like we'd take out, it was like a
Really?
football chant. We'd take the words out, and it was basically a song about that. And
Damn.
like they kept trying to dispel this myth that he only had one ball, but apparently he did. He had one ball,
One pock.
and
One pock.
yeah, he also apparently had a really large piss hole. So he would always like be
Christ.
leaky and stuff, which is like, it's, how they would know that is beyond me. I mean,
Wow.
it's a rumor
The
though.
autopsy was thorough as hell.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, obviously the Soviets grabbed all the remains and shit, and
Oh
they.
yeah.
But
They dissected the fuck out of him. Yeah.
so I mean, you can't really believe anything. I mean, they're going to war with Ukraine right now, so for them to that could all be
Yeah.
bullshit. They're like, yeah, he had a large piss hole. Like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever you say. Sure, he
They
did.
do it for likes and views and shit.
Yeah. I mean, well, it was on a legit documentary. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Could all
Oh,
be
you put in the caption, Hitler had a large piss hole.
That's
I gotta find out. I don't even want. I just gotta find out now. It's just one of those train wrecks. I just gotta look.
so a rabbit hole where. I
Mm,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's a
The
very-
rabbit hole.
it's definitely something that's worth looking into if you've got a couple of hours spare in your afternoon.
Yeah, man.
If you're bored at looking
Yeah.
at Trump rallies, look into Hitler's extended piss hole.
So, what do you think is going to happen with this Ukraine Russia?
It's tricky. I mean, I was again another 4:30 in the morning.
Damn,
and
you up early.
I got up and I was scrolling through YouTube and it was like India Today live, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Because it was mentioning Ukraine and Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I clicked on it, and this was the very first day, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And even that day, I was like, "Oh, I'm not quite sure where this is going to go." Now clearly,
Right.
yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to put a take onto it because disputing over land is kind of ridiculous. You can go back in time, and who really owns it all? Like, if you want to talk about borders, like. At one given moment, France claimed that some of like the bottom part of our country was theirs because like they had the same geological fucking rocks. And it's like,
Was
okay,
that was
like
that Napoleon?
no, this was more recently. This was
Oh, wow.
this was really recent, maybe 2017, 2019.
Damn.
Around that time, and they've just done some samples, and we're like, hey, we've got the same rock, and it was Cornwall, and obviously at one given moment. There was a piece of land that, went together. So, they're just trying to claim this little piece. But it's, how far can you go back? They was taking geological samples that were fucking millions of years old. And you can't claim that before the rising land, before all the sea come and flooded it. That's a bit bullshit. But that's what I'm saying. So it's hard to get a take. It's obviously, he's committing war crimes.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's about as much as you can really say, unless you rush it. I mean, you say too much, you probably get hacked.
Yeah.
Cyber
Well,
attacks will start coming through.
you're closer proximity for sure. So,
Oh yeah, there's. Already spoke
I mean,
about it
it
for the
literally
UK.
hits closer to home for you. So, like, what's the feeling over there? Do people in your area feel like Ukraine can hold their own, or is it just a matter of time and they just get worn
I
down?
mean, this my personal opinion is people that I know, some of them don't even really have a clue, or they're not
Mhm.
really too in tune with it. They're just like, hey, here's what it is. A headline
Yeah.
every couple of days. Whereas, if you're really following it, it's pretty fucking savage.
Yeah.
There was a brief moment where, again, I was up early, I was watching it, and the second day I was, up again, and I was like, "Okay, let's see where we're at." And the second day I was like, "This is getting a bit fucking, it's getting a bit loud." I was like, "Fucking hell, we need to." Even I was thinking of for a moment. I was like, what would I have to do if a fucking ballistic missile hit? Because there ain't no bunkers around near me. I'm in the middle of a goddamn city. There's nothing that you can really
Right.
even. There's nothing that you can really get into or under.
You can't run.
You
Yeah.
can't do shit. I mean, you got 20 minutes. That's it. That's about all you've got. 20 minutes. So
Mm,
look
it's
for a
rough,
rail.
man.
I mean, the first thing I'd try and look for is a fucking railway tunnel. To be quite honest, again, I've got
It's true.
got a lot of railways near me. That's the very first thing I'd do. Is there's a plan. If you haven't got a bunker, people, go under the get into the fucking undergrounds. Trust me, it's the best way.
Man. So you think
No,
it's just a matter of time,
I
though?
don't know. I mean, one of my other thoughts is it wouldn't be so bad if we didn't fuck them up economically, but because of all the
Yeah.
sanctions,
Mm.
and
Piss
then
them off more.
yeah, the third day their stock market went down something like 2,900 points or some
Mm.
preposterous number, and you're like, fucking hell, like it's a lot. And even then, we're seizing cargo ships, oligarchs, fucking yachts, and people. There's going to be some backlash. Of course there is.
Oh, of
These are
course.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're fucking with the elites. If you're seizing £160 million yachts, who's that belong to?
Called the
Come on.
Illuminati. Look, hey,
Yeah, it's got a yeah.
that Build Back Better shit. Yo, don't fuck with me. Hold on now. You fucking with the church's money.
Part of me thinks it's
Nah.
probably all Scientology doing it all. They're
You think
always
Tom Cruise is making decisions?
yeah, they're
Tom
always
Cruise and John Travolta.
they're always quiet. Where are they in this fucking moment?
Like,
But
oh, we were making a movie.
yeah. I was hanging off an airplane. You ever seen that clip? The siege.
Ugh.
He's on the fucking side of an airplane and is literally doing his own stunt, and all his CGI'd out is a little wire that goes up and through the door. You're like, what?
This is crazy, man.
In his 50s, hanging onto airplanes.
I remember
Dude must think he's a
the
god.
scene in Mission Impossible where they said he was actually hanging off the tallest building in the world at that time in Dubai.
Jesus.
What the hell is wrong with you? And then he injured himself.
He hasn't even
Like,
got it. He hasn't even got to do it. Like,
Wait,
all the money
why?
he's got. It does. I mean, imagine being that cheap and having that much money you can't be asked to pay for a stuntman who's 5'6". Like, Jesus, there's tons of them out there. Fucking hell.
You got come on, man. He's a weird guy. He's a weird guy. I'm pretty sure he's like the strange person around. Did you ever see Vanilla Sky?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
My wife and I were talking about this last night when he had the mask on and his face was deformed, and he was like, "We'll see in another life. We'll be cats." And I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with Tom?"
I haven't seen it in a while. I'm gonna have to watch that again. I haven't seen that in so long. I haven't probably seen that in about 4 or 5 years.
Has to be a weird
It's one of
dude.
those films that you skip over. It's like, hey, do you want to watch Vanilla
I mean,
Sky? People are
that's a
like,
one
"What?"
watch one for me. Yeah, you don't go back to that too many times because that was so heavy, man. You almost felt like at one point you're on LSD. I'm like, is it what? Oh, hold on. Where are we at right now? Like, Tom, please. I don't know if I'm in a fantasy, real life, you just in purgatory. I don't know, man. It was that movie was crazy. I still don't know what happened
No,
at the end of that movie.
this a few films like that. Have you ever watched A Scanner Darkly?
I
The
think I
Keanu
have.
Reeves film that's like half cartoonish. Well, it's all shot like a normal film,
Reeves.
but then they animated over it. Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
man, I have not. I know my
Robert
wife is a Keanu
Robert
Reeves big
Downey
fan
Robert
of
Downey
his.
Jr.'s in it as well. I highly recommend that.
Really?
But that's a film where you watch it, you can watch it so many times, and you're like, what is the plot? I mean, the plot's there, but you're like, I don't fucking understand what's going on. I watched it the other day again, for maybe the 14th time, and I was like, I'm going to pay attention this time. And like, I
Oh
was sitting
man.
there, and I was like, the fuck is going on? I don't. I mean, I get it. I get all of it, but then at the end, I'm just like, man, it's such a strange, trippy film. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
it's weird, man.
There's some good
But
films that have come out lately. There's some really sick ones.
so I've heard about the Batman.
Ooh.
I've heard great things about the Batman. However, I've heard that it is about 3 hours, no credits. Um, so people that went to the theater to see it, there's no like movie trailers playing, and they just go straight into it because they're like,
Well,
it's almost 3 hours already. Why? So anything else, you need an intermission, right? So you go and they say it doesn't even feel like 3 hours. It feels good. It's like a detective thing.
wow.
It's really super dark. It's a little bit of, I don't know if you saw, I saw one or two of the Saw movies and
Yeah,
Saw
yeah, yeah.
series. It feels like it's a little violent like that. Like the villain is
Ah.
like going super hard, and Bruce Wayne is like a younger one where he just started like being Batman a couple of years ago, and him and Jim Gordon are just working out a rapport, and the police don't really trust Batman still. So I've heard really good things about that. I don't know about going to the theater to see it, because if it's boring, if I dude, it's dark. It's a lot of dark scenes. I remember the last time I went to see a dark movie, like really dark scenes. It was good. I still fell asleep. I don't know. I do the same thing at home. I mean, it's like nap time. You turn off the lights.
I remember being a kid. It's the only time I've ever fell asleep in the cinema, and I fell asleep. I think I went to go and watch. It was around the time of American Pie, the wedding, and I can't remember. I can't remember what I went to watch now, but I remember falling asleep during it. I had a
Mm-hmm.
date, and I was maybe about 16-ish, and maybe a bit earlier. I had like a date, and I got fucking stood up, so I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'll just go and see this film myself." And then I went to watch whatever it was, fell asleep, and then woke up, and then I was like, "Oh man, what the fuck?" And then I basically came out and then went into American Pie the Wedding and then just went and watched that. I was just, fuck it. I was like, oh, it was crazy. It was back in the day,
Damn.
man. I can't remember what I
Yeah.
first went to see. I know the second film was American Pie the Wedding. Because I think I was just like of age to see it. I might have even been 14.
Damn.
Maybe.
Well,
Might
I
have,
wonder how old I was when that came out.
it might have
Let me
been.
look that up.
Yeah, I might need to fact check myself. I know I was.
American American Pie wedding.
Yeah, definitely
Wedding.
maybe sort of
Uh, let's see.
2009. I'm gonna
Two
guess.
thousand. Ooh, it was called American Wedding, and it was 2003.
Really? That
Yeah.
maybe I was
Dang, it was that long ago.
maybe I was really young then.
Wow. I
Hmm.
was. Hold on. I gotta
Yeah, I
do
mean,
math now.
I was like 13.
Yeah, I think it was
Shit.
21. Yeah, I think it was just
Wow.
21 then. Yeah.
I th-
Damn.
huh. I thought I was a little
Damn.
bit older than that. No,
That
that
was a
makes
long
no.
time.
Actually, no, that does make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
no,
a long time ago, man.
yeah, no, no.
Damn.
It's
That's
crazy.
almost 20 years ago. Damn.
It's weird when you think about some films like that, and you go, I mean, some shit like that is now almost a classic, isn't it? To some people,
Yeah.
you know, you're like,
Especially
what?
a cult classic. Yeah, you gotta
Oh
have that
yeah,
in the. It's like if you
that's
didn't
what they
watch the
say now.
American Pie movies, like
They need some more of them, man. Like they were so
especially
good.
now.
They were apart
Yeah.
from the shit. I mean, even some of the shitty side ones were pretty poor, but You got the occasional funny one. You know,
Did you see the latest Scream movie?
No, I've not watched it yet.
You
No.
should. I think you'll
There's
like
that
it.
and the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I've not watched.
Saw that too.
It's good.
This is what Hold on.
That's a good
I
take.
just had a flashback of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All right, hold on. Sorry. I think you'll like Scream better.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for look, I'm not a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre like series. My wife had me watch it. I watched it. I was like, why? Is like, okay, I know how horror movies progressively you're like, well, this could have been avoided. Well, that damn sure could have been avoided. Oh, hell. Why did you guys not just leave? You had an opportunity. Why didn't they give the keys to the like? Come on, man. Really? Why are you here in the first place? So all that stuff, right? But in Scream, Scream is I think more entertaining. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. You watch both and you tell me.
I'll definitely tell you which one's better. I've been meaning to watch it. I've just obviously they did the series, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a bit like that, you know.
I don't know. I love
mean-
Scream though. Scream was good.
It's
I wasn't a
one of
big
those-
Scream fan either, but the Scream's good.
It's one of those like really weird slasher films. Like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like it's got some sort of credibility, but it's like, you know, some people like
All
it
right.
more than others.
So let me ask you: did you like the latest
Candyman?
Halloween movie?
You seen the new Candyman?
I didn't like that one.
Nah, I didn't know. Overly keen. The
Yeah,
story
it
was a bit different. Yeah.
They were trying too much.
Yeah.
But did you like the last Halloween movie?
I've not seen that one either. The Rob Zombie one?
Is it Rob Zombie? It came out on Peacock.
No, it's not the
Last year.
yeah, no, it's not the Rob Zombie one. He did
No, I
the
guess
first
not.
two, sorry.
Is he still making movies? I wonder.
I don't know. He hasn't made anything recently.
But yeah, you okay? So I would say this: the Scream movie is more like the Halloween sequel, the most recent one. It's
Okay.
more in line with that than it is with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in my opinion. Um, is this a better movie? I don't know. I maybe I don't have an educated opinion on that, but that's just me.
The only
I'm not a horror movie person, though.
I think one of the only reasons I don't disregard Scream, but if I was to watch something with that mask, I'd rather watch Scary Movie one. I would take that hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Just hands
Yeah.
down.
Of course.
Just for comedy purposes. Just because it's got even then it's the the ghost face or whatever But that is
Yeah.
a movie that still stands to the day. Like
I love those movies. I remember when they had I forget which one. I think it was Scream 3. I watched all of them up until a certain point in the theater. The last one I remember watching in the theater was the one that Charlie Sheen and Shaq was on.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was Scream 3.
I think that's
No,
four.
it's movie 3. Scary movie. Yeah, Scary Movie 4. was it?
Yeah,
You think
yeah,
so?
I think so. Yeah, Might
Yeah.
even be five. I know they made five, but they lost the rights to the way. It was something originally.
Something, yeah.
The Wayans originally did it, didn't they? But there was some sort of fucked up contract, and
Yeah.
it's got fucked up on that one, man. It's a shame.
That's
as well. It's
when-
crazy. That
That's
could've
when I
been a
stopped
hit.
watching it.
Yeah, the third one was crap as well. Like fucking Laura had it on the other day, and I was like, "Ugh, like you could have watched the fucking first one, man. With fucking Doofy as well. Like, oh my god, he's just a character, and it turns out
It's
he's all
hard to
It's like turns out he's all fine at the end. It just comes. It's one of the best twists ever. It's better than an
Yeah.
M Night twist. Like at the end when he just
Oh,
comes
God,
walking
don't
out.
get me started with M Night. Don't get me started with no shit. I can't stand that dude, man. I don't like M Night Shyamalan.
Yeah,
I can't stand him.
they're
So,
getting poor films.
do you remember what is the movie The Last Airbender? Um,
Yeah, that's it.
we fucked up the whole franchise, man. Okay, so let me tell you what
The
happened.
cartoon was really good as well.
Epic. Let me tell you, one of the best animes ever. So let me tell you, my wife and I we were still early in our dating. we um we were excited to see this movie. Everybody I know was excited to see this movie, and we went to the theater um during the day, and man, it was like an event. We were like ready. Pow. We was like, yo. We heard some news before we went there, like, the whole thing about the main character, M. Night took liberty to change how they said his name. I was like, oh, that's some bullshit. Maybe he doesn't F up something else. Cause we seen his past movies. It was like, I don't know, this is iffy. So went there excited still. And needless to say, I think we walked out of that movie. That was like one of the few movies we ever walked out of,
Ooh.
and I believe we might have went to see like a Nicolas Cage movie or something. I don't know. I don't know what happened during that time.
I can go
But
either way.
yeah, no. God forsake. Please don't do another franchise like that, M. Night. Dog, he's so hit or miss. I can't do him. I
Yeah,
can't. I can't.
I think he went a bit. Obviously, he did the split, and Unbreakable was brilliant. But then, obviously, just when he's trying to make his own superhero universe based upon a film that he created, which was not really superhero-ish. They were just like they're not superheroes. They're just like were anomalies. Dude had a bunch of
Yeah.
broken bones all the time. That's not fucking what's super about that. You blow him over and he's fucking dead. Like it's not that. I mean, here's one
Not
thing
even
that
Wolverine.
no, well, here's one thing. I mean, that dude was so smart. Why didn't he just make himself a titanium bodysuit? Then he would have been a fucking villain. But no, no, no. He's in a wheelchair. I mean, it's Sam Jackson. It's I can't slander it too much. He played the role great as fucking Mr. Glass, but
Yeah.
you know, it's
We own the movies. I never watch them though. You got to own them because it's like it's the continuing of that franchise. So, but the one that came before that, what was the guy that played
there's
Xavier in the
yeah,
X Men
Split.
movie?
Yeah, that Split. That was really good.
Dude,
I
that
like that.
was man. Oh man,
That was
that.
twisted. His
Mm.
acting's amazing.
Did he win? I wonder if he won an award. He should have. I don't know if he
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
That was a good
that shit's
theater
rigged,
movie.
man. It's hella rigged. The
Yeah,
Oscars,
man.
man.
It's just
Like
like the Grammys.
there's so many that yeah. Oh, Jesus. Like all of it's rigged. There's just maybe a little bit of this, and you know,
Yeah, a little money.
think of all the past films that have come out that have been amazing, and then some old piece of bullshit wins that no one's ever heard of. It's fucking
What
like
was that? The what was
fucking.
the one where the lady had relations with the fish? Man,
Oh
The
yeah,
Color of
that
Water.
yeah.
That fucking
The
movie.
fuck is that shit?
I
Like,
want to see that. Put that on Cinemax and leave
do you
me
know?
alone.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that needs to be on like TCM or something. You know what I mean? Like some
Jesus.
fucking crap channel.
I don't know.
It's one of them. Like, who's the audience? Because I can guarantee out of so many people that I'd speak to, I'm like, hey, you ever seen the fucking Color of Water? They're like, fuck is that
No.
crap? So
I've
who's
seen
this
Hellboy.
yeah, so yeah, I've seen Hellboy. Seen Hellboy too.
It was like, is that the same fish man that was on Hellboy?
Yeah. Abraham. Abraham. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Do
man.
you know if it was him, I'd have watched it. Like, no, if it was Abraham in there, I would have watched it. Like legit, but it weren't. It was just a
Same
weird.
director too. It's crazy. Same
Yeah.
director.
Oh yeah,
I
it
was
is.
like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Why did you
fucking
just put
Del
Abraham in
Toro.
this?
But I mean, who? I'm gonna do a poll and see how many people actually fucking like it because the voting system for it must be so fucked up, man. Who's this 100? Who are they testing for this audience? Like, and what are they stacking it up
Their
against?
friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're all fucking probably would have sat around ripping it up like, look at that fucking shit film. We'll vote this through this year. We'll just fuck up everything.
Nah, man.
It's
I
wild.
can't. Yeah.
The Color of Water.
Every last movie that wins the Academy Award for Best Picture, 99% of the times when I watch it, I'm like, somebody sleeping with somebody, somebody pass some money or some drugs or somebody, like, do me a solid.
Some drugs.
No. It's trash. How do you like this shit? Just say it's artsy. Nah, man. I know art is
Yeah.
subjective, but
Some of
no,
those
man.
should be like in like Sundance Festival, like independent films. Not
Leave it there.
yeah, leave it there with that weird French cinema shit. Don't fucking
Matter of fact, Tim, whenever I see something on a trailer that has that little Sundance reward nominee or winning thing, that's an automatic turn off. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is possibly gonna be crap, and especially if it's a okay. So there's two studios that you should watch out for. There is Saban Films and
Films.
Vertical.
No way.
Promise to God, if that is on the intro to whatever you're watching, it's probably gonna be shit.
I watched something by Saban Films, and I can't remember what it was. Bear with me. I'm
Probably Bruce Willis these days.
it might.
It's probably shit.
I don't know. Didn't they make the fucking Power Rangers and shit?
Look, does that help? That doesn't help the argument.
No, it wasn't. Fucking was Power Rangers.
You're right. I
It was
think you're
Power
right.
Rangers.
I think
Yeah.
that studio got this claim to fame from Power Rangers. Hold on now.
Yeah. And do you know what? They also did fucking one of Rob Zombie's films.
Hold on now. I think you're right. I think you're right. Let me look this up.
Look at this. This is
Power
what
Rangers.
happens when I actually Google during a podcast. I can back up my claims.
What?
Vertigo.
Hold on now.
I'm not even going to hold my. I'm going to hold my hands up for this. I think they did a
Damn.
couple of films with the BBC. I think one of them was that Creep film where that woman gets trapped in the fucking underground with that weird skinny monster runs after her. Might be wrong on that one, but I've got a weird thing for film companies. But yeah, Power Rangers,
Yeah.
man.
So that
see?
makes sense now because you know how the Power Rangers like the special effects are like kind of like super corny. Yeah, that makes sense now.
Chops and shit. Like it's crazy as well when you watch it. Like, dude, Chops. Who the hell chops? Like,
What?
yeah, man. Imagine being in a
Was
fight
that
and chop
Ninja
somebody.
Fruit game? That was the last time you did it. You had it on your phone. You did break your phone, just swiping on your iPad, just breaking the screen and shit, pushing, playing, playing Fruit Ninja and shit.
Fruit Ninja.
Oh man, I wonder how many people broke their phone playing Fruit Ninja, just swiping. Oh.
I think it's funny that people. I mean, I've had a VR set for ages, never once hit anything. I don't understand these people that put their TVs through, run into walls. I'm like, where the fuck? Why are you even running? Like, I never
Hold on.
once I'm always stationary. What the fuck are you running for? Like,
Hold on, I mean, put my hand in all in the screen. Hold on, so you reminded me. Oh,
you
God.
ever been on played VR?
Nah. So, but you remind me of a story my friend told me. So he recently turned 40, and he ventured into the Oculus
Yep.
world, right? So,
40 years of age. He's got a lot fucking.
all right. So what he likes to do is play boxing games, right? So I hear or I read the Facebook post on there. It's like, oh, I'm going so hard. I'm winning. I'm winning. It's like, oh, you know this part of your arm. Hold on, let me see if I can get it in film. This part of your arm right here.
Yeah.
If you box an air too, like if you punch an air like
Yeah.
too many times and it just keeps snapping back, that's going to
Canes.
add a lot of tension
Canes.
and it's going to lock. His arm was locked. Then the next week, his wife was like, I almost put a hole in the wall. I don't know if I could do this. I don't know. Because my crazy ass, look, in the room I record in, there's like this big open area right here in front of me, and there's a TV. You could do VR. There's one incident that we had playing with the dog that we broke the TV. I don't think I want to go through that again. I will definitely swing and break the TV because
In
you
fact,
can't see where you're going.
I think one of the only times I did actually punch the ceiling, but luckily I did no damage, and this was only due to the fact that I was in the studio, sat at the desk. I had maybe 2-3 feet of space, this little channel, and then I've got my fucking desk next to it. So I was just leaning, and again, I couldn't punch the desk, so I was leaning back up against the ceiling, like I'd reclined my chair all the way down. And I think I was. There's a game on there called Echo VR, and basically it's like anti-gravity discus, where you're on like teams of 3, and you just basically can throw this disc through the air like fucking whatever, bat people. You know what I mean? If people are running towards you, can like grab them and then like punch them and shit. Damn. And to be honest, I really didn't choose the right space. But I go fucking. I mean, it's bad enough when I'm standing up because I go nuts. And I was lying there and I was like, fuck it, man. I'm all good. I got all this space. And like someone was coming up towards me with a disc, and I was like, not today, fucko. And I grabbed him by the head. And went to uppercut them on the screen and then just cracked my ceiling on. And that immediately, I mean, luckily it got my knuckles. Like the way I did it was like, look, because I had it in my hand like that, but luckily I caught it like bashed my fucking little finger. It's terrible. I mean, I was pretty drunk as well. Must have been like,
I could imagine.
Like 14 cans deep, and then I took my headset off and I was like, oh shit, what happened then?
Oh, let me see if I can recreate this. Hold on. You're like, take it, fucker.
Literally, yeah. That's exactly how it was. Well, it weren't even like that because I had my hand like that, holding his head.
were you in the mirror trying to talk to yourself like it's not bleeding that bad?
Well, no, but I didn't even realize how bad it was. And then I'd quit. I was like, oh man, I can't play this in here. And then I had a show to do, so then I did my show. And I was sat there for ages, just had my hand on my mouse. And I had my lighting on low. I weren't really paying no attention. I had my lighting on low, headphones blasting after a show. And the whole time during the show, I was like, man, why is my fucking mouse not moving properly? This is so fucking weird. And then after the show, about half an hour after I'd done all my editing, I would turn the lights up and there was this puddle of blood all over the desk and all over my hand. I looked down and I was like, what the fuck? What has gone on there? It was wild. I literally looked down. I was like, oh my God. I didn't even realise. It was one of them moments where I was like, I don't know what I hit it on. I think I might have caught like the back end of one of those nails. Probably. But and just not realise. Just again, you know, I was playing a game that's high adrenaline. So as soon as I've come off there, I probably didn't feel it. Went straight into a show with high adrenaline. Come off, and then, you know, by the end of the night, a couple of smokes later, you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel what's going on here. But it was the stickiness that, do you know when you do something?
Stickiness,
that's what got me in the end. It was just, I mean, I'd done like a 2.5 hour show. And the whole time I was just, every time I went to move the mouse, it just wouldn't have none of it. I just didn't investigate it. I was so invested in the show. It was cool, man. It was a moment. I'll send you. I had to take a picture of it. Trust me. It was. I will put it on the screen. Trust me,
dude. You said the stickiness. I was like, I lost it.
Honestly, it was crazy, man. It was just like. I mean, these don't even really do it justice, but just when you look down, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's... like, how long's that been going on for? And then, you know, thought back and I was like, oh, about 2 hours maybe.
Oh, man. So what's going on? What's going on with you in 2022 with the podcast? Like, what do you have in store? You back in your routine? You have guests back on, and you're at episode 69 right now. What you for this year? What are your goals?
Just keep going. Keep going. At some point, a move will take place, which will then be an indoor full studio, which will be a lot fucking better than mucking around next to an oven right now, which is extremely fun. Having an oven as a side companion it's great if you want some chicken, and to be honest, I actually did a show the other day, and midway through I was like, bear with me a second, and I just leant back got a tray out the oven and just passed it over. Even the guest was like, "Did you just take some out the oven?" I was like, "Yeah, it's bear with me." That's 2022 goals: cooking and podcasting. What about yourself? I mean, you're fucking killing it, man. You do multiple shows.
I've been trying to keep on, man. My goal eventually is to either have a podcast empire of my own or help someone else accelerate to have their own. Whichever comes first. We have voices in this world now. We use them for good, I believe, and it does a lot for mental health too. So a lot of people that I know that start podcasts, they found it to be like balancing
So
with their
therapeutic.
yes, it's therapeutic, man. It's just if you're talking to someone else, if you're talking just putting it out there in the ether, you're getting those emotions out. You don't even have to pay a therapist, you know. Sometimes it's good to get on the mic and just talk about things, and it's done a lot of good for people. So I keep on doing it for that too. And shit, I mean, I just like to fucking talk all the time.
that's
Wife
my
was like,
main
"Shut
reason.
up." I'm like, "Let me get on the mic." Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of my things. Is when I had the time off, I was like a crackhead. I was itching to get back to the mic. Honestly, it was every time
Yeah.
I had to briefly stop listening to podcasts. I was sitting there listening to stuff, and I was like, I can't sit and listen to this and not podcast myself.
Right.
Well, it was good because then I just bootlegged a bunch of films. Go Pirate Bay.
Oh man, I haven't been on Pirate Bay in a minute.
it's coming back out. Elon Musk has tweeted about it the other day. He was like, "I'm more in favour of Pirate Bay than Netflix and Amazon Prime." It's like, it's a bold statement.
I'm about to reset that link on my bookmarks then. All right.
Well, I don't necessarily use that now, but it's definitely. I don't
No.
know. I think there's some weird shit that's going to come out soon. I think ever since streaming, it's really hard to keep the hold of it. You know, I mean, they can only do so much, and to stop people. I mean, when was the last time you heard of someone getting taken to court for piracy? Jesus,
That's a good question. Yeah, I think they're going after the telemarketers now.
Oh, in fact, no. There was tell a lie. Dana White, the UFC. It's pretty, it's Dana White, isn't it? Is a big old fucking bold, aggressive dude who fucking likes to wrestle with muscle men. You know, so, who needs to get cash. So no, I can't say that about Dana White. It's super cool. Like, I ended with like 10 UFC. It's comedy satire. I ended with 10 fucking UFC fighters at my door. Francis Ngannou will come and I'll fucking shit myself then. Done. I'll be like, oh no. The biggest fucking freight train looking dude in the world right now. And he's at my door.
Would you run? Are you
Run?
too prideful to
I'm
run?
gonna fucking outrun him. I've got no stamina for shit. That dude
Like
just
if
fucking.
a big dude comes for you, and
Jesus.
let's say you girls like right by you,
Oof.
and
I'll
then
be
you're
like,
like, so we don't get both of our ass beats. You take them heels off and you haul ass. I'll carry.
listen,
Would
I'll be
you run?
making trades. I'll be like, listen, you take her. She's yours. It's all good. I'll just sit over here, man.
Oh, shit.
No, I wouldn't throw anyone to the wolves. I don't know. It'd be tricky. Depends on the scenario, man. If I was next to a bunch of weapons, I'd be like, okay, well, cool. If I had something in my hand, if I had a baseball bat, I'm not saying I'd have an advantage, but I'd still get the living hell that kicked out of me.
Hey,
But-
go for the knees. That's all I say.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
that's all
don't
I
go
do,
for the
man.
head. They'd be like,
Yeah. It's when you need to start pulling out them weird basement dropkick wrestling moves,
ooh.
Double drop kick them knees. It's fair game.
I believe that we should have been injured more as children.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we used to replicate all those like wrestling
far.
moves.
By far, the amount of times I'd get people in the walls of Jericho, and you'd proper sit down on them,
Oh,
and they'd be like,
man.
tapping out and shit. You'd be like, nah, get out of town, man.
I feel something popping.
I mean, there was times when you get fucked up. I remember one of my friends legit suplexed me once. Like, we was just fucking around, and he suplexed me. We used to play fight on the grass, you know,
Mhm.
fucking grass. It's not exactly the softest surface.
Not
But I
really.
remember his fucking suplex, man, caught the back of my head, and it just as kids, he just carried on. I just remember like feeling the back of my head. I just remember feeling the back of my head. It was bleeding, and then next thing again, got him in the crippler crossface. Time to submit. It was wrestling, mate. It was brilliant as kids. So fucking fun.
I wonder if some scientists can go back and try to quantify how many possible concussions kids had back in the day. Not these days. These kids soft now, but back in the day when we used to play outside. Oh gosh, the jungle gyms, the what was the thing? The trampolines for oh my gosh. At least once a month there was a kid that came to school with a broken arm for jumping on the trampoline during the springtime.
Did you
Like,
watch
stop.
Did you ever watch the documentary about the Action Park?
No.
There's a documentary. I think it's a HBO, and it's obviously about Action Park. You know, the fucking water park place that had the fucking loop, and a loop
Yeah.
with a flume. Like that is something that you, man. I wish that was open today. People were just dying left, right, and centre. It's fucking nuts.
No, I'm good.
Like just full on cliff diving into into like a river, like a pond.
Nah. I look at people that climb mountains. I'm like, good for you.
Rock climbing is
Not me.
brilliant. It's good. It's good, man.
I'm not fucking doing it, man. Let me tell you. So it's not that I have a fear of heights. I have a fear of. So I've said randomly in my life that I'm really good with probability and statistics, and then it mixed with self-preservation. So I'm like, my luck mixed with environmental issues, mixed with my. I don't know if my inexperience it like has a true correlation to my grip over time. I don't know how to fall. Does falling really matter? Like, I don't want to be at my funeral in a closed casket because they had the. It was so bad. The splatter.
Jagged
The
rocks.
splatter. Dude, the splatter. No, I don't want that. So I'm not doing it. I
I
mean,
remember a few years ago. I'm probably about maybe 21, 20, and I was with one of my ex-partners, and I hadn't climbed for a few years outdoors. And we'd gone away for this like week away to Wales, and there was this place where we stayed. And as soon as we got there, I seen this like basically like a rock face, and it wasn't too big. You know, it was I don't know, maybe 40 foot, 50 foot, maybe. Give or take, it wasn't massive, you know. It wasn't.
no, it was high. Yeah, it was pretty high.
I mean, it could have been a little bit more, give or take, 50 to 70. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll go up there in a bit and check it out. I mean, there was loads of like quartz rock around there as well. So I was like, that's pretty sweet. As I was going around finding all this quartz, I again I had my wrong boot. I didn't have my climbing shoes on. I just had boots on, and I was like, oh fuck it, man. I'll go and climb up top of there and have a look. And they were pretty competent. I had no ropes, so I was fuck it, man, easy. And I got up there. It was really easy. I got up there, and it was a piece of cake. And then as I got up there, I stood there, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is sound. And then I looked back down, and as I looked back down, I was like, oh my God, I've just climbed around a bunch of jagged rocks. I was like, fucking hell. I was like, there was no walkway past to get down. It was just and I was like, I didn't think this through, did I? And and again, I was trying to, again, I was with like one of my ex-partners, and I was like, I can't really call, she was like down where the fucking tent was. I was like, I'm not going to call her up and get her to sort of help me out or whatever. So I just sort of looked down. I was like, fuck it, man. I'll just retrace my steps down easy enough. And as I come over the edge of it, it was like a bunch of shitty grass on top. And I remember putting my hand on this rock, and then like some of this grass pulled away, so I fucking threw that off. And I was like, oh my God. And this was like my left hand was on this bit of rock, and it was pretty solid. But as I went to climb down and put my hand on this bit of grass, it just pulled away. I was like, oh fuck. And then I went to put my hand on this other little, in between these two cracks that I didn't really use before. And then these beetles started running all over my hands. And then shit hit the fan then. I flicked my hand off, and I was like, fuck this, I'm getting down right now. So I just half scrambled my way down. It was fucking terrible. I mean, it was like only a 3-minute ordeal coming back down, like from the top to bottom, if that. Not even 3 minutes, 2 minutes. But I was like, fuck. It was one of them days where I was like, I should have bought my boots, some rope, just anything.
The Bible, the rosary.
Well, it was funny.
Every little thing. Save me, God.
Well, it was funny because it was near a place called the Devil's Chair as well,
Oh,
which
shit.
again doesn't exactly give it the best name.
All right, so, all right. How old were you when you did this, though?
I probably was 20, 21.
All right, we'll give you a pass.
Pretty brave. It's
Yeah,
a brave
you do
time.
dumb shit at 2021. That's
Yo.
would you do it again?
Oh, fuck no. Hells no. There's been times where I've looked at, like, my gate was locked the other day and it's got like 3 bolts on it, and I was like, shit. And everyone was out and I fucking forgot my keys. I mean, this was a couple of weeks ago, and I basically had to jump over, and I was like, fucking hell. And there was a huge nail sticking up. And I was like, oh no, this is going to go wrong. Even then, I was second guessing. I was like, if I put my leg over there and like my jeans get caught, I'm probably going to hack up half my leg and be hanging by an ankle for 5 minutes before I can even.
Out too, because it probably tear the ass part out of your jeans.
Oh, it's the worst. Tearing your ass.
Yeah, hold on. No, just the part of the jeans, not your actual ass.
Oh, right. I thought you meant like your ass cheek. Like all the way down your leg like a seam.
No, sorry, had to clarify that.
That's what I thought you meant. Like a hem that goes all the way down. Some sore shit. That would be some sore shit. Jesus.
Oh, please go on, please.
Man.
So did you make it over the fence?
Oh yeah, I did. And the nail's still there. I should have took it out, but I kind of think that if I'm scared of it, I might fuck a burglar up one day.
Oh shit, yeah.
I was doing it in the daylight. So if you see it, you're never going to see it in the dark. So
leave it.
Yeah, I am. Wait, my problem. Break into my house and get caught on my jagged nail. That's your fault.
Hey, that's your
If
alarm.
you tear all your ass on my jagged nail.
Dude, hey, if they do it in the dark, they might have the situation tears in their ass.
Oh my!
Like, and then you wake up. Oh, you get fucked up now. You wait.
I know what that scream is.
Like, hey, everybody stay in the bed. I'm about to do work.
Yeah, I know. The joy is as well is if that ever happened, there's a window right above it, so I just pour out some water. I'll just get a bucket of freezing water and just go take this prick, just drop the bucket. I won't even pour it. I just go here. I take this while your legs all bleeding on my fence. Just throw the bucket on them. Fuck them,
man. Oh man.
It's the joys. It's the joys of living. I think everyone should do that at some point. Is tip a bucket of water out the window on somebody. Like, you know, if there's someone, just tell a cuz, just knock your door, just tip it out, just hide. Fuck them.
I tell you what not to do. We did this one time in college. So there was two dorms that were joined together by a walkway, right? And then there was a path, like a sidewalk that goes straight under that. Guess you could see what's going to happen here. Yeah. So one day during the summer session, we were like, we have these balloons, these water balloons, but we were like, let's not put water in them. We got a little beef on campus. Let's put a little bleach in it.
Fucking hell. Bleach and water. Surprised it didn't pop. Oh, man.
Hey, so we had some water in it. I mean, you can fill the whole thing, but so we waited till the night time so we wouldn't get seen, because you know, you in the play mode, you ain't ready to be in fight mode, because you're ready to fight. They don't know that it's bleach until later on, so you got to figure out how you gonna not be seen so they come for you later, right? There's a lot of people. We had a lot of, like, a whole bucket. Nighttime came, People were coming from a party. They're walking down the walkway. It was like, nah, that's them right there. All we saw the next like couple of hours when they realized that their clothes were like turning color. You hear the yells out of the window because it was hot and we had our windows up most of the time and there was a
Oh,
screen so it keeps the bugs out. So all you hear was, what the fuck? I'll fucking all y'all up. I'm like,
oh man.
yeah, this is the first time I'm admitting to that crime.
That's a definite, like, in terms of pranks, that's an ultimate. I mean, imagine buying a brand new pair of fucking black Air Jordans on that day. And hours later, they died full of, half of it's like got bleach pans all over
Yeah, they
it.
came from a party, so that was probably a good chance.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a
Hey, they
good one.
deserved it. We didn't get the people that didn't deserve it. We were good about that. Now, innocent bystanders, like if they had like a friend, like holding on to the arm and such, that's collateral damage we're willing to deal with.
Do you know? Do you know what's a classic move that just doesn't get enough recognition? Is tying people's shoelaces together. Like that is something. Even as an adult, if you've got friends out there that are adults, just do it. Just do it to see the reaction. Oh my god! Like, and do it if you're in if you're in a pub or something. Just like, oh, for real. If you can get away with it, like just pretend you're dropping something under the table. Like put a piece of string between their laces and just fucking watch
Oh
the chaos
God.
ensue.
Oh man.
Like,
There's
it's
there's
worth
another
it.
thing you reminded me of too. Is there's a trick to tell if someone's, I don't know where this came from. See if they're hungry. I don't know where the fuck it came from, but all right. So you walk behind somebody and you see if their leg is locked. They could be walking or they could be standing still. So you have to time it right if they're walking. And you wait until their leg is locked and you hit your knuckle right at the top of their calf muscle,
Yeah.
right behind their knee. They will collapse every fucking time.
You can do it with your knee as well. If you go up behind someone and put the back in front of your knee into the back of theirs and just
Yep.
drop it. There's, there's so many fucking. I love that, man. That old school camaraderie bullshit. Like, man, like people don't do that anymore. Like,
People are very sensitive now.
yeah, that's the problem, man. I mean, if I,
Yeah.
that's what I say. Watch the chaos unfold if you tied someone's shoelaces together now. In 2022, it's hilarious. Everyone would be laughing and pointing. It would be the ultimate. I wished it had happened to me. Let's put it, because I'd roll with that punch. I'd be like, fuck. I'd be like, someone's just tying my shoelaces together. Like, what the fuck? How did they even get it by me? Like, that's the skill of it. Like,
Have you
it's
ever
the
gotten
ultimate, man.
pantsed
Yeah. Of course. Oh my
in
god.
public?
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's the
Fuck.
rite of passage. I hope I hope that's ended. You always, so it's weird. It has to happen at the best time possible for the best outcome for you, right? Let's say that time of day or that day, you got to make sure you always have clean drawers on for one thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't wear anything that is loose enough. So back in the only time I ever got pants was, oh freak, what was this? I think my cousin did it to me. Like we were waiting after school for the bus. So it was just family around. It was weird. And I happened to have like some like a breakaway jumper thing on.
Yeah.
It fits real loose. That was an easy target, right? So I'm just sitting there. I did something to my cousin earlier, and he wanted to get me back. So I was like talking to this girl, and all of a sudden, I know that my tidy whities were showing. I'm like, oh snap!
Oh.
Good thing it wasn't cold that day.
I've been gotten a few times, but I remember one of the best times I've ever got somebody is I must have been about 16. We used to all go down this park and get absolutely fucked up. Like a huge group of us. Some moments there were like 50, and other nights there were like 40 people. You know, and we'd
Wow.
get blasted.
Mm.
Occasionally things would kick off, but normally things would be all right. but they built this brand new play park, and it had this huge sand area around it. And what one of me and my friends did is we come up and conjured this plan to pants this guy, and then as I've pantsed him, my mate's going to wrap a piece of rope around the bottom. So do you know, if you pulled it down, quickly wrap a piece of rope and then pull it back. So do you get what I'm saying? So like, obviously you fucking drawers are right down, quickly wrap that rope and yank them so they just fucking instantly fall back and hit the deck. Yeah. Well, obviously what we did was he was standing in this sand pit, and I went to just get his trackies, but I didn't. I got everything.
Ooh.
And then my mate pulled it and obviously went dick first into the sand.
Oh,
it was hilarious.
So you pants him too high up.
I went all the way down. I was like, boom. Like, I just ran straight up, and you know, normally you can get like a light grip and just get whatever. I didn't, man. I just got the lot. I went, whoa. And then my mate just ran up, wrapped that cord around, pulled it, and he just went, boom. And it was one of them moments. I got payback for it. Trust me, man. I got pushed into a river for it. No bullshit, man. I got pushed into a swampy bog for it. And I lost a shoe in it as well, which was fucked up, man. I couldn't get the shoe back. I had to hop out of it. It was worth it, believe me, man, just to see him getting got up. He was like, oh, you fucking dickhead. I got all sand all over my dick. Like, it was hilarious. Like, I literally got in, someone else, I can't remember who it was got a bottle of water and was fucking splashing it all over him to try and get the sand off. So he's standing there like that, fucking, oh, it was hilarious, man. It was wild.
Oh, man.
And what, I mean, even then I got payback because one of his friends a couple of weeks later as well, we was out at a skate park. I was standing there when we was drinking hefty. And I was standing there having a piss. And like one of my mates came up to me. I was like, oh, what's up, Massa? How's it going? And he was like, yeah, I'm all good. And he was standing next to me. And for some reason, he's just aimed his dick right at me. Like, pissed all over my jeans, on my shoes. I was like, yeah, Massa. No, I was like, yeah, Massa. He was fucked up, man. He was wasted. It was all right, man. I couldn't really say anything, man. He was too fucked up. He was pretty fucked up. I was like, whoa, man. Yeah, I was fucked up myself, but
he would have been fucked up in another way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a wild night. It was like 3-4 in the morning, and he was just like, you know, I got up to the piss, was like camping out and that, and then he got up, was like, oh, what's up, bro?
He R. Kelly'd you, man.
Yeah, I nearly hit my shoes, a little bit of jeans. Fuck, man. I didn't give a shit at the time, man. I was like, yo, man, calm down. Aim your dick that way, man. I remember flicking him on the dick. I remember flicking him. Come on, man, get him moving. I remember that. That's all I did. Like, ooh. Shit happens, man. You know,
I need
wild times and wild nights.
Yeah,
it's good times, man.
Well, you telling me? I thought I had wild nights. Oh, I ain't never been at that level.
Yeah, no, I've had some.
You pee on me, you getting thrown off a bridge.
Like crazy. I mean, I used to sell like pills back in the day, so this was, you know, I was gobbling them like Smarties.
So you probably got him fucked up. All right, see, there you go.
No, you see, he was drinking. This was this was just pure liquor, and it was fucking rum, like some hefty, like Ray and Nephews kind of deal, you know, some white. It was white rum as well, like some hefty shit. That
he still had to pee on you though.
Yeah. It was all good. I need to reach out to that guy, man. I ain't spoke to him in years. I go, listen, I dropped your name on the podcast, bro.
But like, pissed on my leg. Did you give him a nickname like Pussy, whatever?
No, it was one of them. It was
Mr. Peabody.
No, I wished I did. Now looking back,
there you go.
I don't know. It was crazy. We went out and nicked 3 push bikes that night, so it wasn't really like a priority. It was wild young times as a kid.
You should call him Mr. Peabody.
What wild tales you got, man? You got some wild stories. It's gotta be
there was one time in band camp. I'm just kidding. That was
but you stuck a flute in your pussy?
There was one time, oh man. So it didn't happen to me. I just witnessed this. So downtown Charleston, South Carolina, there used to be a club called Tango. Really mixed crowd. Really young crowd, like hip. The I think the nicest nightclub that has ever existed in the Charleston area to this day, arguably for some people, but it was crazy. It was crazy, crazy. I was in college. I think it was one of the weekends I came home for a long, maybe like a long break or something like that. Brought some friends, and we all went to Club Tango, and we were partying all night. I was like, VIP. They had the cages and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody was going. Everybody was fucked up. We weren't as fucked up as other people though. So when we came out, there was cobblestones down this alley, and there were steps leading from different entrances, right? So they weren't like tall steps, like one, two, blah blah blah. And there was this Caucasian female. I think she was a redhead or blonde, dirty blonde maybe. I remember just like it was yesterday. She was leaning. She had her head down on her arms, and she was sitting on one of the steps, the taller steps. And then we were walking out trying to go to the car. And yeah, we were in a group, like maybe 10 people. And we were just talking to each other, and we glanced occasionally over because it was a long walkway. So we were walking. And we just passed her. And I glanced, like, you know when you walk past and you're like, damn, it's fucked up. She looked real fucked up. So we passed her. Everybody passed, and all of a sudden, we heard a. She went head first into the cobblestone, tipping off the damn step. I was like, oh shit. Then she progressively went flat. If this girl died today, I'm not gonna be in this scene. Let's go. They're gonna blame me.
Flee the scene.
Fleeing the scene. Like, look, this is the place where they used to sell slaves. No, I'm getting out of here. No, man. No, you think the South has changed? It has not changed that much. We're leaving. We got out with the quickness. And I was like, never to look back. I wonder if she made it. I don't know if the little girl made it. I don't know. I hope she made it. But that was like one of the wildest times. I mean, there was always like real like club violence outside, but
Them
nothing.
cobblestones will fuck you up as well. People don't
Oh
realize how
yeah.
solid they are, and especially because you got like a bunch of little flat fucking bricks separated by a tiny canal of concrete.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking edges you can hit.
Whoever made up
Obviously,
cobblestones.
so us fucking dickheads. That's who made it up. As English twats. For no
But
apparent
you
reason.
didn't even have cars. You had like horses and carriages. So you used to fuck up the
Yeah.
horse and carriage wheels all the time. I guess that was
Yeah.
recurring business for the person that keep making the wheels, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Well, I guess it was the Romans. I don't know. When people say the Romans
Nah.
made concrete roads, people expect to like motorways. That's what people imagine. They're concrete roads.
They got a
What the hell?
driveway.
Yeah, you did a driveway.
A fancy driveway. That's all it's good for now. You got cobblestone driveway. That's
park
cool.
park the chariot in the driveway.
Hey,
The Colosseum had 200 spaces.
don't be everywhere. You can't even take a nap in the goddamn chariot.
Fuck, man.
The horse is like, my shoe's getting fucked up, man. You just put this on.
Do you know that's one thing that I don't get is like putting shoes on horses, because wild horses didn't have shoes and they get along just fine.
Well, they didn't have to carry around people on their back. either.
Yeah, I suppose there's that extra weight. I wonder
Yeah,
why
the
there's got to be a
extra weight,
legit
yeah.
reason. Is that what it
And-
is? Just because of the weight?
And then they had them going across terrain that they weren't
Yeah.
necessarily supposed to, like rocky terrain.
Man,
They used to-
imagine
they're
coming
supposed
up
to be
with
in
that
pastures
idea.
with grass and
Yeah.
shit. You know?
But imagine that as an idea. You're like, hey, we need to go over this mountain. Hey, give me your horse. I've got this fucking metal U shape. Smash, smash, smash. Like, what the fuck? That's the most weirdest invention ever. Putting shoes on horses.
I wonder how they figured it out. Like,
That's what I'm saying, man.
goddamn.
Yeah, this fucking horse tripping over these rocks all the time. Put some metal on its feet. Like,
How'd the horse
get some
react
shoes.
before then? Like, did it
Yeah, so it's
did it
a weird
like stop?
concept.
Did it like fall over? And did they have to put it out of its misery because
I don't
its
know.
foot hurt so much? And
I
I don't
think it
know.
was just a bullshit con man, and over time, horse feet have just had to naturally evolve to one man's fucking. Hey, fucking want to buy some shoes for your horse? Make your fucking horse's feet last twice as longer. It's like, oh, really? It
Is
will.
bullshit like the My Pillow man?
Yeah. My pillow man.
We have the best pillow ever made known to man. What does it do? You don't know, but you sleep good on it.
Yeah.
Pay $50 for a pillow. A
Oh,
month later, this ain't shit.
that's one of the best fucking. That's a skit, isn't it? Like, it's one of the
Yeah.
best skits ever.
Oh
It's
man.
like, I can't remember what it's fucking off now. That's a skit, isn't it? With a pillow.
It was a
It's
real
trying to
dude.
sell it. It's
was a
trying to
real
sell
dude.
it.
It was a skit though, yeah.
Someone wrote a bit about him and is trying to offload them all to his mates. And he
Yeah.
turns up at a party with. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, so
Ah.
he was a big Trump supporter. The My Pillow guy, I think he was from Minnesota or something. He was a big Trump supporter, and when he got backlash for it, his business tanked, and then he had all this inventory he's trying to give away because he couldn't sleep well at night, even though he had all them nice pillows.
Oh, it might have been. It might have been a. You ever seen Gillian is it Gillian Keeves? You know Shane Gillis.
Shane
Like,
Gillis.
He's got a really good sketch show. It's not like a show, but he's just got a couple of like sketches on YouTube. He's a comedian.
I don't know. I might have. I don't think
He's
so
a
though.
very funny guy. His special's really good. It's on YouTube. It's not on. Just did his own special. Didn't put it through anyone. Just fucking done it himself. Put it on YouTube, and it's the way to do it.
Yeah,
It's really, really funny. It come out.
I've seen a couple of people do that. That's a good
3 months
idea.
ago. Definitely is if you're a comedian. Saves paying. I mean, I can't imagine what you pay for. It's got to be at least a good 6-figure sum, at least.
Yeah, for distribution
least.
fees and publishing.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the bullshit fees.
Yeah, it's like signing a record deal. Like, we'll give you per diem.
Oh my god.
We'll give you in advance. You got to pay all that back.
So many people
Okay.
got screwed back in the day with that.
They're
It's
still
like
getting screwed.
you've seen like My Name's Dolomite, you know, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Where he plays Rudy Ray Moore. Yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
the same sort of thing. You know, where again, fucking they wouldn't take him on, and that's a
Yep.
sick film, man. Snipes is a badass in that. Snipes
Man.
is fucking killer. I'm glad he's back on the scene, man.
Yeah, he was in the Kevin Hart series.
Oh
too,
my
after
god,
that
is
was really good.
It was there's in that Netflix thing
Mhm.
where he plays his brother.
I think it was called. Is it called Brother? No, it's not
No,
called
no,
Brother.
he plays his
True
he plays-
Story. That's what
True
it's called.
Story. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. That was
Really good.
bad. That
Really
was
good.
some gripping shit. When I was watching that, I was like, oh my god. I
It
didn't
wasn't
quite.
good, but it was
Yeah, I
good.
mean, yeah, you wasn't exactly. I mean, you kind of knew where it was going to go, but it didn't go there.
No.
You know, you kind of thought, it's going to be his brother in a way, but you didn't know that. I'm not giving too much away. It's too new for me to give spoilers out, and I get in trouble for that lately.
Oh well. I mean, people have the access to watch it. They can press pause too, be like, oh no, they're stuck. They're talking about this movie. Let me go watch it.
Yeah.
And then you can always come back. Just saying
It's-
people, you can come back to the show. Don't get mad at us.
I've heard that he's reprising his role as Blade, and just
I hope
temporarily.
so.
He's
So
doing
I
he's
heard
doing a variant of him.
I heard the guy that was where's
I
he
know who you
from?
mean.
Swan Song with that Apple.
Yeah.
I heard he was gonna be. I wonder how they're gonna play it though. So maybe he's handing it down. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, what? Excuse me. What's apparently happening is there's going to be this independent Blade movie, but obviously with this MCU franchise they're doing now,
Mm-hmm.
they're just bringing in loads of people, and it's just a variant, It's like a multiverse thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
It's
the
like the same
multiverse.
way in which they want to bring Tom Cruise in to be Iron Man, which is, again, talking about Tom Cruise, that could be
Mm,
sick. He was meant to be
yeah.
the original Iron Man, but
Hey, I'm there for all that.
it was against his Scientology fucking views. He couldn't.
Hey,
Wasn't to do with the role. It's because
just give me more movies. That's all I care about. Just give me more movies. We'll figure it out on the way. I won't be too harsh on my criticism. I just want more Marvel movies.
have you seen the Eternals?
Yeah,
It's a
I
bad
wasn't
film.
as impressed as I wanted to be.
Really? Oh,
It was,
wow.
I mean, not to say it wasn't a good movie. I just had higher expectations for how they
Okay.
hyped it up. So by the time I saw it, it was already 2022. So I saw it on Disney Plus. I didn't go to the theater to see it.
Yeah, I
So.
bootlegged it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it was all right.
Nah, I
Nothing
didn't
beats
bootleg it.
Spider Man though. Nothing beats Spider Man.
No, the new one's sick. Again,
Yeah.
bootlegged it. Is that I'll admit I legitimately bootlegged that, but I fucked up. Somehow I managed to get hold of an absolutely pristine copy. I mean, it was borderline, like, must have been, it was at least 720p. Wasn't no HD or anything like that, but I was like, oh, I mean, I was just looking through the shit because sometimes I can't get stuff in the UK. Like, we don't have fucking HBO or anything like that.
Right.
And some shows they're not going to put out. Like, one of my favourite shows at the minute is The Righteous Gemstones. Fucking amazing. It is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Danny McBride's in it, John Goodman. But, you know, so I was looking through the shit and I was like, oh, fucking Spider-Man. Okay, we'll watch it. Fuck it. I bet if it's a shitty cam version, I'll switch it off. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about admitting to piracy. Everyone's doing it, man. Give two shits.
Yeah.
I already pay. I don't give a. Do you know why I don't care? Because I already pay Netflix and Amazon anyway. I pay enough.
Can't pay everybody.
Yeah, gonna fuck, man. I paid Disney as well, so I just got it early. Let's put it that way. I got it as I got it as a I got it. Yeah, I got it as a premium because I'm giving you my money that I don't want to give you. So because you got that money, I'm gonna get it on the dot, which was crazy because I accidentally tweeted about it before the red carpet moment, and I was like, oh shit. It was one of my best tweets I'd ever put out. I was like, why is this blowing up so quick? I was like, huh? And then like 2 hours later, it was like the red carpet was hitting. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, and like, Spider-Man's a sick film. Like, and Andy been, and I don't know how that copy got out, but it was probably the best version I've seen. Like,
Spider-Man was good, man.
It's. I do like it. I've not got no problems with it. The only thing that I didn't really like was, spoiler alert. Fuck it, man. I still think that they could have done a little bit more. This fight scene with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, you know, there's a lot of CGI involved. There's like so much CGI in it, and I'm not really keen on it so much. Even with like the Doctor Strange film where they first do that mirror fucking shit, I'm like, it's a lot of CGI. It looks cool,
right? And
I'm sure it cost £1 million just to do that 1 to 5 minute scene, but you know, it's just like you could just fought in a room and added some other bullshit, and like stuff like that didn't really happen in the comics. There weren't 50 million things all turning at once, and
right.
You know, it's weird.
But it was very beautiful on that big screen in the theater. I tell you though.
Oh yeah,
it was worth. That was the only movie worthy of going to the theater in COVID.
A little bit of a tearjerker as well.
Oh man, yeah. There was not many dry eyes in that house.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I'd have set them off if I was in that cinema. I'd have started bawling just to get everyone else involved. I'd be like, oh.
So we had to spoil it before we went, so we weren't like, we were prepared. So we were like, oh dang, I didn't know it went down like that. Dang, Peter, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to the new Doctor Strange. That's
I
where
am
it's all gonna
too.
come together. That's where
Yeah,
again, Patrick Stewart's meant to be in there. There's talks of Wolverine.
you got to bring back the X-Men, man. I'm
It's coming together. I wish
ready.
that I wish they'd have done it 15, 10 years ago, rather than bullshitting out over contracts and competing. Because let's face it, Sony were never going to compete with Marvel, and certainly not when Disney bought them.
No, no,
They should have just.
no.
But I don't know what deals they've got now. It's probably so fucking.
It's stupid.
Imagine reading the contracts. I bet they're like 100 pages long, and this must be so much shit.
And all
involved.
those stipulations and
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Like you signed on for 10 years. Man, that's the other thing. I heard a rumor that Tom Holland doesn't want to continue being Spider-Man. And
Oh,
it's
they
like,
got him. They got locked into like I think 3 more.
Yeah, he's got to
Yeah,
be.
he had already signed it. He's
Yep.
done. He's
done.
he's locked in. I think he realized somewhere through like the success of Spider-Man and the lead up to what was it Uncharted.
Uncharted, yeah.
And hey, whatever you say about Mark Wahlberg,
It's good.
he can kill a franchise. So he was like, just in case this doesn't work out,
Yeah,
let
yeah.
me keep that Disney money coming in.
Mark Wahlberg is good in some stuff, but personally, I think he's better as a comedic role. If you watch him in like The Other Guys, oh my god, that is fucking hilarious. Him and
Yeah.
Will Ferrell together is a pair. He's always constantly the scene where he walks into him and his wife or whatever it is.
Oh
She's
yeah.
just doing the dance studio. And he's basically calling her a prostitute. Like, shaking. What are you doing, shaking your ass in here? Like, shaking your ass for dollar bills now? And she's there doing some fucking ballet.
I remember that.
And then he just does like a bit himself. Like,
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, I can dance. And then he does this perfect like pirouette or whatever it's called. And you're like, what the fuck? There's so many scenes like that. And Will Ferrell's wife is, I can't remember if it's Eva Mendes or
Yeah, it is.
whoever
It
it
is.
is.
Eva,
Smoking hot. And, just his sort of, the way he's like, what? It's always, that's a film, man.
Yeah, but he messed up Transformers for me. So
yeah, he did, man. He did. That's a shame as well because they could have done so much, but it was all the cash. It's here's the thing with those 80s reboots, like Transformers, and they're doing it now with He-Man. The new He-Man's sick. That's a brilliant fucking animation.
Did they bring He-Man back before I watch the rest of this series? Because I know the first chapter of it, whatever, it was just about Tila.
Yeah.
Did they bring him back?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to spoiler alert, but you should definitely watch the second part.
Just tell me, did they bring him back? That's all I want to know.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
All right, I'll watch it. All right, that's all I need to know because I didn't want to go into it and just be like, are they ever going to? Like one of the movies or series where they start off. I don't know what. Like, let me see. So there was a movie, the TV series where it started off. I think it was on Apple TV Plus called Invasion. And they had a main character that I think he was in Jurassic Park.
Yep.
And you're like, oh snap, I'm gonna watch just because of Sam Neill. After the first episode, where's Sam Neill at? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they going to keep stringing me along, right? So I was watching the first 4 episodes of that He-Man series. I'm like,
there's no He-Man. Yeah, I get it.
Then I read the rest of the description. I'm like, he don't come back.
The part 2 is good. I mean, it's definitely a continuing thing.
Okay.
But I'd definitely recommend. If you've seen the new Guardians of Justice, that's getting some bad rap. But I'm not.
It's awful.
Fucking bizarre.
It's awful.
It's a strange one. I mean,
it's really
Diamond
awful.
Dallas Page plays the fucking.
Bootleg Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mark Miller. I mean, here's my only issue with these things when they do them is they're trying to always replicate these big icons and that Batman, Nighthawk. But I do think there were some moments where I was like, oh, this could have worked.
It could have.
If they'd have changed up some of the characters and not made them a certain few, they would have nailed it to a T.
I thought
Like,
I had sensory overload the first episode, and we
yeah,
just stopped
oh yeah,
watching it. It went from live animation to
live,
animation, live
yeah.
animation, and go. And I was like, and then the special effects with the live animation was like, she
They
was like,
had
Saban
loads of
Films
stuff
made
as
this.
well. They had like weird fatality bits, like there's like
Yeah.
boss fights and all this. It's kind of crazy. It's very strange. It's a weird concept, but I
Cocaine,
think
a lot
that's
of cocaine,
yes, a lot of cocaine.
cocaine, a lot of cocaine. Mm,
But I think it's a genre that's going to come out like that, like this whole
mm,
mix up
mm,
of stuff. It's
mm,
uh, it is a lot of
I
overload.
can't do it. Maybe I'm getting too old. I can't do it. Like, like whoever has that likes it a lot probably has ADHD, and that's
That might be
okay.
me then.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I have touches of it at some time, but man, I can't do it with content. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Some things I can do it with, like I can take a whole bunch of information in from different areas,
I mean,
but
it
if
goes
I'm
into
trying to watch
16
something
bit
that's
as well,
supposed to have
doesn't it?
like a consent like thought, that shit was all over the place, man.
Yeah, it goes into everything. There's 16-bit graphics, there's claymation, there's every single like
Too
it's a
much.
mashup. But there is moments where you go, okay, the storyline's great, but the characters.
Yeah, I can go without it. Mm-mm.
Well,
Yeah.
let's take a quick 5-minute intermission. Busting for a piss, man.
Oh shoot. Hey, we can wrap up because I'm about to have a lunch break in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's cool then, man. I
Yeah,
mean, oh
man.
yeah, I didn't even realize like an hour fucking 35. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's wild, man. That's the thing, man. Again, just love talking. You can talk forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's always good, man. It's like been a couple of months and gotta see how you're doing and check up on you. You know, you're on the other side of the earth. Make sure.
Well, it's not quite the other side of the earth, but
Yeah.
I might be. I
You're on
could
the
be in
other
Hollow
hemisphere.
Earth. Yeah, I'm probably in Hollow Earth secretly. It's where my new studio is. That's what I did on my 3 months off. I discovered Hollow Earth. And, me and my family live down here now with the mole people. So it's where we go. You know, we're setting up business and tourism soon. Come check us out.
Let me know when you get a Starbucks.
It's just Starbucks. I might. No, I'm a Costa man. Starbucks might have to pay me. They'll have to sponsor me to.
Hell yeah, make that happen. Franchise, make that franchise owner pony up that money, man.
No, man, this has been a fucking good time, man. It's always funny to catch up with you, man. It's always good.
Always great,
We
man.
need to do it more often, man. Now I'm back on form again. We'll have to do something like once a month or something. Just do like a joint live.
Yeah.
Do like a proper live and just keep just like a YouTube live or a fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Start a Facebook live. Facebook live would be cool.
Yeah, we can make this it'll stream on there. We can do that.
Yeah,
Definitely do that.
We'll rake in them numbers.
Yeah.
Bring in the retarded sheep. We'll bring them to us.
Be like
Sure,
bah. They say bah. Not bah. Bah. That's how they sound. Sorry. Cancel culture, stay out of this conversation. We're good.
Cancel culture's dead. That's what I say. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says it. Cancel culture's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna put a picture behind it.
Cancer culture's dead, and so is Freddy.
Well, listen, man, this has been fucking great.
Yes.
We can't even really wrap it up with an ending, so we'll just have to say adieu.
Adieu, man. Yeah, this was a great joint venture podcast. Follow each of us. Join the RSS feed for the Post Human podcast, and follow me at the mavcast. Man, it's been awesome. Let me give a hand clap for you. Doing great things. Glad you're back in the podcast scene again after a brief intermission. And yeah, man, keep doing it.
You too, man, and catch you on the flip flop.
Yes. Yo, the Last Dragon reference. I got you, man. I got you.
Nice one, man. Speak to you soon, bro.
Yes, all right, man. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll pause.